Basic Spanish Grammar. Level A1. Topic 3, Pronouns. By Hola Spanish Online. Pronouns are words used to replace nouns in a sentence, avoiding unnecessary repetition and making speech or writing more concise. In Spanish, pronouns agree in gender and number with the nouns they replace. There are several types of pronouns, each serving a different purpose in communication. Personal pronouns are used to replace people or things in a sentence. They vary based on their grammatical role in the sentence: subject, reflexive, direct object, indirect object, demonstrative. Subject pronouns are words that replace nouns and indicate who or what is performing the action of the verb in a sentence. In Spanish, subject pronouns are used to clarify who the subject is, without explicitly stating their name or identity. They are crucial for forming sentences and understanding the relationship between different elements of a sentence. Singular subject pronouns. Yo, I, used when referring to oneself as the subject of the sentence. Tu, you, informal singular, used when addressing someone informally, such as a friend or family member. Él, he, used when referring to a male as the subject of the sentence. Ella, she, used when referring to a female as the subject of the sentence. Usted, you, formal singular, used when addressing someone formally, such as a stranger, elder, or authority figure. Plural subject pronouns. Nosotros or nosotras, we, used when referring to a group that includes oneself and others, with nosotros used for male or mixed gender groups, and nosotras used for female-only groups. Vosotras or vosotras, you all, informal plural, used when addressing a group informally in Spain, with vosotras used for male or mixed gender groups, and vosotras used for female-only groups. Ellos, they, masculine, used when referring to a group of males, or a mixed gender group as the subject. Ellas, they, feminine, used when referring to a group of females as the subject. Ustedes, you all, formal plural, used when addressing a group formally, regardless of gender or number, or when addressing a group informally in Latin American Spanish-speaking countries. Use of subject pronouns. Subject pronouns are often omitted in Spanish since the conjugated verb form already indicates the subject. However, subject pronouns can be used for emphasis, clarification, or contrast. In Spanish, subject pronouns are usually placed before the verb in a sentence.
Ejemplos. Yo hablo español. Tú no hablas español. Él trabaja en una oficina. Ella trabaja en un restaurante. ¿Usted trabaja en un banco? Nosotros vamos al cine. ¿Vosotras sois amigas? Ellas son estudiantes. Ustedes trabajan mucho.
Understanding subject pronouns is essential for building sentences and communicating effectively in Spanish. By mastering subject pronouns, you will be able to express yourself clearly and accurately in various contexts.
Let's practice. Let's practice. Let's practice. Practice 3.3. Match the pronoun with the corresponding image.
Yo. Tú. Usted. Él. Ella. Nosotros. Nosotras. Vosotros. Vosotras. Ustedes. Ellos. Ellas.
Reflexive pronouns indicate that the subject of the verb is performing the action on himself or herself. They are often used with reflexive verbs, which describe actions that someone does to or for themselves.
Ejemplos. Llamarse. Levantarse. Bañarse. Vestirse.
Singular reflexive pronouns. Me, myself, used with first-person singular subjects. Te, yourself, used with second-person singular informal subjects. Se, himself, herself, yourself, used with third-person singular subjects. Plural reflexive pronouns. Nos, ourselves, used with first-person plural subjects. Os, yourselves, informal, Spain, used with second-person plural informal subjects. Se, themselves, yourselves formal, used with third-person plural subjects. Used, reflexive pronouns are used when the subject and the object of the verb are the same person. Reflexive pronouns usually come before the conjugated verb, but they can also be attached to the end of an infinitive or gerund verb form. In Spanish, reflexive pronouns are often used to express daily routines, personal care actions, emotions, and reciprocal actions. Reflexive verbs and pronouns are fundamental for describing actions related to oneself or among individuals in a group. Understanding reflexive pronouns is essential for A1 learners to express actions related to oneself and others accurately in Spanish. With practice, you can incorporate reflexive verbs into your vocabulary and communicate more effectively.
Let's practice. Practice 3.4. Match the reflexive pronoun with the corresponding subject. Practice 3.5. Match the reflexive pronoun with the corresponding image. Practice 3.6. Complete these sentences with the correct reflexive pronoun.
Me. Me. Te. Se. 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 Nos. Nos. Os. Os. Se. 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 Yo me llamo Lucía. Tú te llamas Roberto. Usted se llama Roberto García. Ella se llama Mónica. Él se llama David.
Nosotros nos llamamos Mario y Miguel. Ellos se llaman Mónica y David. Vosotros os llamáis Inés y Juan.
Indirect object pronouns. Replace the indirect object, which is the recipient of the action in a sentence. They answer the question, to whom, or for whom the action is done. Singular indirect object pronouns. Me, used to indicate first person singular, to or for me. Te, used to indicate second person singular informal, to or for you. La, used to indicate third person singular, to or for him, for her, or for you formal. Plural indirect object pronouns. Nos, used to indicate first person plural, to or for us. Os, used to indicate second person plural informal, to or for you all, the formal, Spain. Le, used to indicate third person plural, to or for them or you all. Indirect object pronouns with gustar. The verb gustar is used to express likes and dislikes. In Spanish, the thing that is liked becomes the subject of the sentence, while the person who likes it becomes the indirect object. The indirect object pronoun clarifies who likes or dislikes something and comes before the verb gustar.
Ejemplos. Me gusta viajar. ¿Te gustan las películas de acción? Le gusta el helado. Nos gusta el chocolate. ¿Os gusta la música clásica? Les gusta bailar.
In Spanish, it's common to use the preposition a before the indirect object pronoun to clarify who the pronoun refers to.
Ejemplos. A ella le gusta el helado. ¿A usted le gusta España?
Understanding indirect object pronouns, especially in conjunction with verbs like gustar, is essential for communicating in Spanish. With practice, you can master their usage and communicate more effectively.
Let's practice. Practice 3.7. Match the indirect object pronoun with the corresponding subject. Practice 3.8. Match the indirect object pronoun with the corresponding image. Practice 3.9. Complete these sentences with the correct indirect pronoun.
A mí me gusta el pop coreano. ¿A ti te gusta el pop coreano? A ella le gusta bailar. A nosotros nos gusta cantar. A vosotros os gusta el fútbol. A ellos les gustan los videojuegos.
Demonstrative pronouns are used to point out specific things or people. They indicate whether the noun being referred to is near or far from the speaker and listener, as well as whether it's singular or plural. Let's explore demonstrative pronouns at an A1 level.
Pronombres demonstrativos singular. Este, esta, esto, ese, esa, eso, aquel, aquella, aquello. Pronombres demostrativos plural. Estos, estas, esos, esas, aquellos, aquellas. ¿Qué es esto? Esto es un móvil. ¿Quién es este? Este es mi amigo Juan. ¿Quién es esta? Esta es mi amiga Rosa. ¿Qué es eso? Eso es un móvil. ¿Quién es ese? Ese es mi amigo Juan. ¿Quién es esa? Esa es mi amiga Rosa. ¿Qué es aquello? Aquello es un avión. ¿Quién es aquel? Aquel es mi amigo Juan. ¿Quién es aquella? Aquella es mi amiga Rosa.
Demonstrative pronouns are used to indicate specific objects or people in a conversation. They help provide clarity and focus attention on particular items or individuals. Understanding demonstrative pronouns is essential for A1 learners to effectively point out and refer to objects or people in Spanish. With practice, you will be able to use demonstrative pronouns to describe and identify things and people with precision.
Let's practice.
Eso es un ordenador. Esto es un bolso. Aquello es una montaña. Aquel es mi profesor. Ese es mi abuelo. Este es mi padre. Esta es mi profesora. Aquella es mi abuela. Esa es mi madre.
Remember, pronouns are essential for communication in Spanish as they replace nouns, making speech or writing more fluid and avoiding redundancy. By mastering the different types of pronouns and understanding their usage, you can express yourself more accurately and efficiently in conversation and writing.